Now that we know the Philippines is reopening this February, many guys are now turning their attention to the cost of airfares and possibly when to go to the Philippines. Quite a few of you guys have mentioned that the costs at the moment of airfares are extremely high. But not to worry, I've got some good news for you guys. I'm going to show you in this video where you can get cheaper tickets and when you can get cheaper tickets to go to the Philippines. As well as that, I'll give you a few tips that you need to make sure that you do before you go to the Philippines to make sure that your trip is as smooth as possible. So as we can see, Jenny's Lifetime Vlogs USA, she said that the prices of tickets are insane. They're like 3 times higher. Very sad. Hoping for better ticket prices soon. Well, they will be coming, Jenny, and I'll show you shortly. Bryant Schreiber mentioned that I just bought a ticket from the USA and the cost was almost $1,800. And Dave here replied, my partner's brother just paid $4,300. But Colonel Sanders has said, I see Eva Air flights on Kayak, same method I used in 2019, for $750 to $850 to Cebu. Now that's certainly a good price, but again, it all depends when you're looking. If you're looking February, I believe you're going to find the higher prices. If you're looking mid-May and after, you're going to find the prices are coming down. Now, I know a lot of you guys are very keen to get to the Philippines, but for those of you who want to wait a few months, well, you're going to get cheaper prices, I can assure you. So a good way to get the best prices at the right time is to go to a good, reputable comparison website. Now, I'm an affiliate with Cheapo Air, but look, there's plenty of good sites out there. So what I suggest to do is check out other sites and then check out Cheapo Air via my affiliate link before you book any tickets at all. And take whatever the best price is, of course. Some people like to go direct to the airlines, but I can tell you a lot of the times the comparison websites are going to get you the best fares. Well, that's my experience anyway, but you can check it out for yourself. Now, I've got a link in the pinned comment and description to Cheapo Air, which you can click on and it'll bring you up to this page. And what we're going to do is have a look at dates from the 16th of February, and then we'll have a look at them from the 16th of May and see what the difference in prices are. Now, remember, before you go to the Philippines, make sure that you're ticking all their boxes to get into the country. So you need to be fully vaccinated with a vaccine that the Philippines approves, so AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, etc. Then you need to be able to show a digital certificate of proof of vaccination to the Philippines when you arrive. Now, I'm not sure if they're accepting all countries, which I don't think they are for that vaccination certificate. So it's in your best interest before you book any tickets to check with the embassy to make sure that the country you're in, the Philippines, will accept that vaccination certificate when you get there. Now, of course, if you're in a visa-free country, then you can visit the Philippines for 30 days with no visa. If you're going for longer than 30 days, then you'll need to get a visa. And of course, being fully vaccinated, you won't need to quarantine when you get to the Philippines. But you will need to have a negative PCR test 48 hours before flying out. Now, another tip I'll give you right here before you book any tickets is to have a look at comprehensive travel insurance, which also covers COVID-19. Now, there's some very good sites out there that offer comprehensive travel insurance, and it's not overly expensive, depending on how long you're going. So be sure to check around, get the best deal, but make sure it does cover COVID. Now, another thing I might suggest to you in this uncertain time of travel is to get a ticket where you can change it easily if you need to without paying too much. Sometimes we buy the cheapest tickets online, but they don't allow you to change the ticket or get a refund. Other ones we pay a little bit more for the ticket and it allows us to change or even get a refund in some circumstances. So have a look at that and see what you want to do, because if something happens where, I don't know, you get COVID before you go or whatever, and you need to change your flights, then you don't want to lose out on your ticket altogether. You might get one that might charge you $200 to change it. Well, that's all good and well. At least you can change it for when you've recovered and you can come up with a negative PCR test. So here we go. So we'll start off with the USA. So let's just take it we'll go from Los Angeles to Manila. Now, of course, you can fly into Cebu as well. You can do your own searches around that. And as I say, we'll take it from the 16th of February and going forward 3 weeks, 1, 2, 3, to the 9th of March. And we'll search for some flights. Now, straight away, just by looking up the top here, we can see from LAX to Manila, all the fares are up here. The cheapest being $1,579. And you can have a non-stop one here for $1,910 through Philippine Airlines. So that was for those dates there. So as I say, the cheapest $1,579 and non-stop $1,910. Now, if we have a look 3 months forward from Los Angeles, so we'll go March, April, and May, and we'll go again the middle of the month from the 16th, and we'll take that forward 3 weeks. And hit the search button, and straight away we can see the non-stop with Philippine Airlines is now $1,384, which is a saving of a couple of $100 right there. Or the non-stop is $1,054, which is a saving of almost $900. So we're starting to see from May, the prices start to come down and become more reasonable from Los Angeles to Manila. Now, if you're in other parts of the US, then certainly play around with this and you'll still find the same thing going on, I'm sure. As we're about to show you, we'll go to Australia. Now, the reason I've chosen the US, Australia, Canada, and UK in this video is simply because those are the countries that make up a large percentage of our viewers on this channel. So that's why we've chosen those specific countries. But if you're outside those countries, as I say, click on my affiliate link to Cheapo Air and play around with this tool. By all means, go elsewhere and have a look around as well, but don't book a ticket anywhere else until you check out Cheapo Air. So we'll go Sydney, Australia to Manila. Now we'll go back to February 16 again until the 9th of March, which is that 3-week period. And from Sydney to Manila, we can see the cheapest fare is about $1,281 through Malaysia Airlines, as well as with Qantas Airways. Or we can do a non-stop for $2,032 with Philippine Airlines. Now, if we jump forward, and again, we go to the 16th of May to the 6th of June. And we can see now instead of $1,281 with Malaysia Airlines, we can see the cheapest is now $722 with Malaysia Airlines. And by the way, guys, these are all in US dollars and not Australian dollars or anything else. I'm doing this whole search in US dollars. Now, if you're in a different country, you just simply come up here on the site, up the top, and you can change the currency to wherever you come from. So again, this is in US dollars. So as I was saying, 722 instead of 1281. So you're saving yourself over $500 there by putting your trip back 3 months. Or you can go non-stop with Qantas Airways for $990. Now, by the way, guys, I don't know if I mentioned, these are return trips. Click on that one there, for example, it will show us that's the price return, $990. You go with Philippine Airlines to the Philippines from Sydney to Manila, non-stop. And then you come back via Qantas Airways, non-stop. So $990. Or you can even go one stop for $761. But the direct flight will be saving you a massive $1,100 by waiting 3 months and going direct to the Philippines from Sydney. So we'll jump over to Canada. We'll have a look there. So let's say we'll go from Toronto Pearson International Airport, Ontario, to Manila, 16th of February, 9th of March. And what we can see is the cheapest there is through Air Canada for 1,997 with one stop. And if we go forward 3 months again on this one, we go 16th until the 6th of June. And straight away, we can see the cheapest is Eva Air for $1,214, opposed to February, $1,997. So there's a good $650 saving right there. Now, guys, another tip that I'll give you as we go along is remember to make sure that you've got at least 6 months validity on your passport at the time you arrive in Manila. If you don't have that, they'll refuse your entry. So check your passports, make sure you've got plenty of time on your passports before they expire. If not, or you're running very close to that, I would suggest to renew your passport before you go. Now, lastly, we'll check out the UK for all my friends over there. So we'll do it from London because that's the main airport over there. And we'll go Heathrow to Manila. And what we can see is from the 16th of February, we can see the cheapest through Singapore Airlines at $14.45. Now, again, guys, these are US dollars we're talking about. If we go forward 3 months, as we've been doing, 16th of May, again through to the 6th of June. And now we can see the cheapest flight there is by Saudi Airlines for 1,005 US dollars. There's a few other options there as well. So straight up, that's a good saving of nearly $450. So guys, it's pretty clear to me from the 4 countries we looked at, and I'd have no reason to believe it wouldn't be the same in many countries around the world, is that you are going to pay dearer prices throughout February, March, and possibly April because you've got the Easter period in there as well. But from mid-May onwards, the prices become far more reasonable. But for those of you, as I say, who very keen to get over to the Philippines to see your girlfriend or your wife that you may never have seen before in person, or that you're wanting to reconnect after 2 years being apart, then you may be just willing to pay that extra fee, which I understand. So for those of you who had those fears about the high prices and really didn't want to pay those prices, then you don't have to, as I've shown you here. So be sure to scout around to get the best airfare you can find, then come here to Cheapo Air via my affiliate link, and that way you're going to get the very best price possible without a doubt. And let's face it, we all want to save money on our flights because that allows us then to have a bit more spending money when we're in the Philippines. So no matter when you're going to the Philippines, I wish you safe travels. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.